When could we expect the next stimulus check and the final one to come? Well, stay tuned to the end of this video to find out. But before we get that next stimulus check, you have to stimulate that like button. Be sure that you give this video a big thumbs up, smash the like button for me. It will just help with that YouTube algorithm. YouTube will push the video out to more people, so that way they can be more informed and see videos just like this. So I do greatly appreciate when you do that. As I mentioned in my last stimulus package update, if you haven't seen that yet, the link will be down below in the description. Nancy Pelosi was a little bit optimistic, but also realistic at the same time. The House Speaker said, "I feel optimistic that there is light at the end of the tunnel, but how long that tunnel is remains to be seen." Firstly, President Trump does want to continue the negotiations and does want to see an agreement between the House and the Senate. But the president did explicitly say that if lawmakers cannot reach an agreement within the coming few days, then he will take aggressive executive action to make it happen himself. The two sides did make progress though. As I mentioned in the last update, Mitch McConnell was flexible. He is now saying that he would support an extension of $600 unemployment enhanced benefits if they could reach an agreement, and if there are some things in favor for the Republicans and it is a bipartisan bill, he would do it. But the two sides still do remain far apart on a lot of key issues, such as the emerging issue when it came to funding for the United States Postal Service to aid ballots and mail-in ballots because of the pandemic. That will be crucial in this year's election. There's also a difference of opinion when it came to aid and funding for state and local governments. There's also a dichotomy when it came to 5-year business protection liability shields. So because both parties are still extremely split, Trump tweeted August 6th in the morning saying, "Upon departing the Oval Office for Ohio, I have notified my staff to continue working on an executive order with respect to payroll tax cut, eviction protections, unemployment extensions, and student loan repayment options." Trump even weighed in, signaling that he would even sign an executive order for his very own stimulus payments directly from the executive level, as opposed to it being negotiated between Congress. Now, these are all still just words, of course. There's been no executive action necessarily taken, anything signed into law from the president regarding the next stimulus package, and it's ambiguous whether or not would we need another stimulus package if Trump signed his very own Trump stimulus package. I'm sure if stimulus checks are left out of that package, I'm sure there would have to be another bill passed. But if Trump can't ultimately get what he wants out of the next package, or if it doesn't pass for a long time and there's this stalemate and gridlock that we're seeing, then he would have to take action. And because with the election coming up, in order to influence voters and use his executive powers, this is what he would want to do. Trump was very big on that payroll tax cut. He would want to see that in the next stimulus package, even saying that if a payroll tax cut is not in the next stimulus package, he would not sign it. And the administration has also changed its tune over the last month or so over unemployment benefits. The administration for a very long time, including Steve Mnuchin, had said that we do not want to see an extension as it's a disincentive to return back to work. But now Trump is saying that he would possibly be in favor of a temporary extension of those benefits, or perhaps a shortened version of them. Now, in regards to the HEALS Act and the payroll tax cut, in order to keep the cost of the HEALS Act as low as possible, McConnell worked very hard not to include that in the HEALS Act, as it would balloon the price extremely high. In recent negotiations, we did learn that Republicans would be willing to cut the unemployment benefits. Instead of $200 a week, which was proposed in the HEALS Act, they would actually be willing to do $400 a week through December 15th. Democrats have been pushing hard to keep the number at $600, and McConnell did even say that he'd be willing to support a bill that would include those $600 benefits. As of right now, Mark Meadows and Mnuchin continue to meet with Senator Schumer as well as House Speaker Nancy Pelosi to further these debates and negotiations. But to show his executive power, if Trump and his team could find a path forward in order to supply Americans with direct relief as soon as possible, that could very well happen. It's probable that we'll see a kind of a two-part stimulus package, one being at the executive level and one being at the Congress level. I'd imagine the stimulus check would be included in the Congress bill, as both parties are in favor of sending out another $1,200 stimulus check. As for who is eligible for stimulus checks, it's very similar to the CARES Act, except that definition of dependents, as now college-age students would qualify for a $500 stimulus payment. That, of course, we'll cover in future videos when the bill is finally passed. The good news, though, is that the government has learned from its mistakes, and now that we have basically almost every single American on file, and it would be very easy to send a majority of those stimulus checks one more time, whether it be a paper check or direct deposit, or some sort of a debit card, depending on what's finally put in the bill. it'd come a lot faster, efficiently, and quicker. The stimulus check would virtually go to every American that qualified for the first one, and then some. For now, we just have to stay vigilant and hopeful that Congress could reach an agreement before they go off for vacation until Labor Day, which is insane that they're even going on a vacation right now during this pandemic. It will mostly depend on how fast both sides could reach an agreement, so that next stimulus check could be contingent on how fast the Democratic Party and the Republican Party could reach a verdict. August 7th is the assumed deadline for when we expected the next package to be passed, but that's becoming more and more evident that is not going to be the case. So negotiations will feed definitely into next week, and potentially we could see another bill passed hopefully within the next week. But some silver lining, the fact that McConnell is expressing that he would support a bill if it had the $600 benefits extended, that's definitely a push in the right direction. It's a give in to the Democrats, and so that could very well speed up that next stimulus check as part of the stimulus package. But a stimulus check is coming very soon, and hypothetically speaking, if it could be agreed upon, the next package coming this week, you could very well see payments first start to send out mid to late August. Basically, right now, it's a matter of days. It's no longer a matter of weeks or months. It is a matter of days now, and it is coming. You'll be sure to spot all of the updates and the final bill on this channel, like I said in the last video. So, if you enjoyed this video, be sure that you do give it a big thumbs up, smash that like button, and if you'd like to see more videos from my channel and stay updated, be sure that you do subscribe to my channel, hit that big red button, as I post videos every single week covering business, finance, investing, entrepreneurship, mindset, strategy, and tips and tricks from my own experience. Be sure that you do subscribe, and if you'd like to be notified every single time I make a new video, so you're first line to see it before anyone else, click that notification bell as well. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video.